Aaron, I will add you on now. Aaron,
good evening. Or good morning, I guess, for you guys.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just give it a couple of minutes to make sure that the feed catches up. I'm just watching it on the iPad to make sure we've got it captured.
No problem. Sounds good. How's your morning been?
How's what? Sorry.
How's your morning been?
Good so far. I was up at 6, and then kids have just got up. They've just got their instructions not to interrupt and try to make sure that the dog doesn't bark, all of that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What time is it there now?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I couldn't remember the time difference, and I know we doubly made sure exactly what time it was going to be.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Mike Milt in the house. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah.
Graphic designer extraordinaire. He's crushing it.
Yeah, very nice.
So, right, I think we are now live. It's good on the iPad, and I've got the questions in front of me. I'll go into a bit about your backstory, and then you can go into a bit more detail, and then we'll fire off into the questions. It's obviously going to be a mix of fun and some serious business questions as well, so that we can get to the kind of crux of what your business is all about. But so you are 30 years old, or 30 years young, should I say? Jeez.
Not quite. A couple more days, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So live in Australia, absolutely beautiful country. I'm really jealous there. I don't know what your weather's doing at the minute. We have got some sun in the UK at the moment, but yeah, it's all good. You love to travel, because I've seen a lot of your photos where you're here, there and everywhere. And I was like, man, one photo I said, is that the UK? It looks like the UK, but it wasn't. It was Oz. So yeah, and you used to work in a construction business, and obviously that wasn't for you. Now you're in the online space, and your health suffered as well as a result of the 9-to-5 job. So what more can you tell us about Aaron? Tell us a bit about your backstory.
For sure. So it's been a bit of a ride, but I guess I had a bit of a late start. I sort of got into construction when I was about 21 years old. It was just through, I sort of found the job through a mate. I ended up in that. I did that for about 5 years, sort of developing my skills. And I've always had like a bit of an entrepreneur mindset, I guess. So I went from that into I decided to start my own business. I sort of developed the skills, and I decided I was confident enough I was going to give it a shot. So I jumped into that, went all in and jumped in. That went fairly well. So things kicked off for me pretty quick. There was some tough times, but it definitely kicked off fairly quickly for me. And it was quite a successful business. Ended up with at different times between 3 to 5 people working under me. I actually bought my first house through that business, and that was really exciting. But look, it was deeply unfulfilling. It was really like, it's not what I like to do. It didn't give me any fulfillment whatsoever. So I was constantly sort of looking for other things to do. In pretty much every different industry you can imagine. I thought about electrician. I thought about, musician. I'm a musician by my trade, I guess. So I've always written and performed music, so I thought about doing that. But yeah, I guess I ended up in affiliate marketing. So I guess that's a little bit more about my backstory. But as far as the injury goes, yeah, I found out January this year that I had nerve impingement in my spine, and that I had severe arthritis in my thoracic region of my spine, as well as a bad hip that hasn't been officially diagnosed yet. And I also had first life in my shoulder. So it sort of hit me like a ton of bricks, to be honest. I'm not even 30 years old, and I'm in the condition of somebody that could be 60 or even 70 years old. I guess I was told that I'd be lucky to reach 60 years old without some kind of spinal surgery. So
that's scary. And is that as a result of the work, or is it kind of a family history, or you just, where did that come from?
So,
arthritis?
Yeah, so it was, I'm told, obviously hard to determine, but there's no family history of it. So I'm told by the doctors that it was due to the repetitive nature of my work. So I was a plasterer or drywall, depending on where you are in the world. So I used to hang the sheets, and so I was doing quite a lot of overhead work, a lot of heavy lifting, working, 40, 50 hours a week, driving myself into the ground to make $1, basically. So I'm told it was due to the repetitive nature of the work, yeah.
Wow, that's scary. So you've got, you've now, I mean, this is, we'll go into the questions now, but that's an amazing backstory. And yeah, it's quite worrying, really, when you're in a job and you just think, I can't do this for the rest of my life because my health is suffering now. And a lot of people don't have the choice, and which is why I guess we're out there doing what we do, because there is a choice now. Creating your own business doesn't have to be premises. It doesn't have to be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars that you pay out to get started now. So that's the great thing about what we do. That ties in nicely to question 1. So did you stumble on affiliate marketing and the online space, or will you just Google search it and make money online? How did it come about?
Yeah, look, I like the second one. So I've actually funny. The timing was really interesting because I actually found it just before I was diagnosed with my injury in December. I sort of hit this slump again where I'd go through stages in my career where I was so unfulfilled that I'd look for other things to do. I decided I was going to get out. At this time, it was worse than the other times. I really wanted to get out, so I spent probably at least 300 hours on YouTube, searching every single way you can make money online, any kind of passive income, anything like that. I spent quite a lot of time and energy into just looking for a better way, to be honest. So I spent a long time on YouTube, and I stumbled across it. At first, I decided it was going to be a house. I was going to do house flipping, and then I sort of looked into stocks and trading and investing, but none of them sort of resonated with me as much as affiliate marketing did. So yeah, I sort of stumbled across that, and yeah, I guess that's what led me to affiliate marketing.
Nice. I think back to the point about stocks and shares and that. I have traded stocks and shares for probably 20 years, but I think if it's not spread trading and spread betting, you've got to have like £50,000, $50,000 or whatever to invest. And then over 10 years, yeah, that might be 60,000, it might be 70,000, but it needs that money to invest. And it's still, I do still invest in currencies, and I trade currencies and invest in stocks. So it's a great other income, but you need the money to plow into it. Like properties, you need that money to plow into it. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so next question is the construction industry is obviously roughy-tufty, and it's pretty much male-dominated. And now the online space is quite, touchy-feely and very connection-oriented. Was that easy to take to? I mean, was that in your personality in the first place? And was it easy to transition into that kind of online space from the roughy-tufty kind of bossing people around and shouting and all of that?
Yeah, look, it's very different. You're right. The construction background is very different. But I guess one thing that benefited me greatly in making the transition was that I never really fit in the construction industry. I've never been one of those roughy-tufty sort of guys, obviously I was the boss and I had to boss people around, but I'm not that sort of a person. So I think making the transition there was a lot easier for that exact reason, is that I have always been a people person. I've always had a passion for connecting and helping with people, even though I consider myself an introvert. I do like connecting with people and hearing their stories and offering help. So I really think that's been one thing that has benefited me in making that transition. Otherwise, I think it would have maybe a different story. It might have been a struggle for a little bit longer in adapting to that sort of thing. But I also think through like affiliate marketing, and especially what I do in like the personal branding part of affiliate marketing, is that it leaves things really open for you to be exactly who you are. So you don't necessarily need to become somebody else or be somebody who's really soft. That's not who you are in the first place. And again, I think that was another thing that really resonated with me, that I didn't need to pretend to be somebody else or anything like that. I could just be me, and my ideal tribe would resonate with that message and be attracted to working with me.
Yeah, nice. I like that answer. And the other thing is, I mean, I guess that's what we stereotype the building and construction industry with, but I've got some friends and people that you would not think are in the building trade because they are softly spoken, they're nice, they're diplomatic, their approach is just kind of really fair and honest. And you just think, okay, well, they are very successful in that business. But likewise, you know, in our industry as well, online, you see some really aggressive people, not aggressive as in shouty, but aggressive in their approach. And you just think, how are these people making money? How are they successful? But no, I love that answer. So everybody that is watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. And if there are any questions, we can take them offline after the interview for Aaron. But yeah, just drop us some likes, some love, some hearts in the group. And then any questions, I'll take them to Aaron offline and we'll get them answered. So next question is a fun one. If you could have any superpower, would it be like, you know, Superman? Would it be Spider-Man, jumping buildings? Would it be reading people's minds? What would that superpower be?
Geez, that's a tough one. Look, I've always wanted to be able to fly. That's something for me. Like, honestly, that's the first thing that comes to my head. Look, aside from that, that's probably the first thing. That's probably my first answer. But aside from that, if you wanted like a more in-depth sort of a thing, look, being able to stay present would be something that would be really powerful for me. That's something I've been working on for many, many years, and I think that's a really positive thing to be able to do for your life. But I'm going to stick with the first answer anyway. I'd fly. I'd be Superman.
Nice. And of course, he's obviously got massive amounts of strength as well. But no, he's one of those superheroes everybody resonates with and loves. Clark Kent, take the suit off. Away we go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. That's the way. Yep.
Superb. Okay, so the next question is whether or not you kind of have a standard working day. Is it like a 9 to 5? What does it look like? Is it about networking, connections? Is it creating content? Is it all of the above, scheduling your day? Is it all mapped out, or is it kind of you make it up as you're going through the day?
Yeah, look, that's something that I work on quite a bit, and something I've been really adapting my strategy to. At the start, when I very first started, it was whatever goes. It's like wake up and just go for it. So at the moment, because I'm injured, obviously, I've been at home working on this full time. So I treat this as a 9 to 5 as such. I don't work 9 to 5, but I put about that many hours into it.
Right.
Reason being, I understand, you know, we get into business for freedom, and I fully understand that, and that's the reason I got into this as well. But at the same time, I'm still in the building phase, and to be able to reach that freedom, it takes a lot of hard work. So rather than sort of doing the long haul and building it up over 12, 24 months and being able to reach that freedom, I'm using the time that I've got now to really build that momentum and get things moving, I guess. So in terms of scheduling, I actually do. I'm a scheduler. I like to plan things. So each day, I'm a big Sam Ovens fan. So he says plan tomorrow, today.
Nice.
And that's something that I live by. I definitely live by that. So I'll plan. I have about a 15-minute block each night. We'll sit down and I'll write down the 3 most important things for the next day that I need to do, and I'll schedule my day out. As far as what a day looks like for me, I guess it's pretty much all of the above. It's pretty much everything you said. So I'll spend a little bit of time working on content. I usually will write 1 to 2 posts per day. I spend a little bit of time in my group, engagement, all the Facebook type of stuff. But a lot of my time is spent in networking, because that is how you build your business. That's how you reach more people, and that's how you help change more people's lives, and in turn are financially rewarded for that. So most of my time is spent networking. To be honest, some days too much. Like I know yesterday I spent 5.5 hours on Facebook Messenger. So it can be pretty full on. Exactly right. But it's not a problem for me because I've got the vision and I see where it's all headed. And it's absolutely worth it for me to put in a year or even a few years of really hard work to reach exactly where I want to be later down the track.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I think that that's a point. You spend all that time on Messenger, and I am automating some bits of my business, and I'm in a kind of dilemma about it, because while you're automating it, it loses that personal touch, and it could turn people off, especially when you're networking. But it is working. I've made some sales from some of the automation tools that I've got, but that's generally before I add them on as friends. So it's like, look, do you want to connect? Okay, I just got to check that you're a real person. And if you want to check this software out, by the way, then go for it. But yeah, it's a dilemma of mine, because obviously social media marketing is a big part of what we do, and you have to build those friendships and connections. So you've just got to do it. So yeah, I love the answer. And I love what you said about Sam Ovens as well, is plan tomorrow today. And I'm always now trying to get ahead of myself by 1 week, because if I can plan out next week's content ahead of schedule, then there's less brain power needed. And you put it in the diary for the regular time of day, every day, less thinking time to actually work through what you're going to post out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something I guess I learned back. Something I didn't mention in my backstory is there was a year in between when I was in construction where I actually did personal training. So I was a personal trainer for a year, and that's something we learned is that is that failing to plan is planning to fail. You really need to lay down the groundwork and know exactly what it is that you're going to do. Especially, like, not so much for me these days, but when you're on time, like, if time's a problem for you, you need to know exactly what it is you're going to do in those hour blocks you've got. You might only have 1 hour a day. So you need to get in there and get it done, not spend time thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Great. So next question then is, what do your friends and family think? Do they think that this is not like a real job? And in comparison to your traditional construction job, are they supportive? What do they say?
Mixed messages, I guess, depends on the person. I know, so my partner is really, really supportive. She's believes in me more than I do sometimes. She's really, really good. Friends and family, friends are all very supportive, definitely. They I think it's because they're from a younger generation. They understand the way things are moving, especially, I guess, with the COVID situation going on. It's more and more people are starting to really understand the power of that and just see how lucrative it can be. And like, at the end of the day, a lot of people say it's not safe, but it feels like it's a little bit more secure than a normal job right now. Yeah, for sure. So I've got some family members. I know my dad is pretty old school, so he's still a little bit like, yeah, we'll see what happens, sort of thing. I don't know. If it works, it works. He's supportive, but he's a little bit. You can tell he's got that thing in the back of his head. Yeah, and I guess my mum's pretty similar. She's supportive, but she's kind of like, I don't know if you can make money full time doing this. Like, so mixed messages, but overall, I've been really lucky in that. Like, those that are close to me have supported. When I decide to make a move, they've been very supportive.
And the thing is, with entrepreneurs and people that try businesses, like we said right at the start, it's not going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars if it doesn't work out. With your other business, you probably had stock, you probably needed that revenue coming in all the time consistently. And with this, it's like, yeah, some weeks will be a lot more money than other weeks less so, but then you can do other things. And hey, if it only works for a year, 2 years, 3 years, this is the idea of the interview. We're going to look over the next 5 years. It may change in year 5. You might be doing something completely different. But hey, if you don't try it, you're never going to.
Yep. We lost you for a second.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, the phone just went. Somebody's trying to call. We're back in. Back in the game. Anyway, yes, so totally resonate with what you're saying there as well. And likewise, I think I've got some friends and family that think it's just pin money. They don't realize how big it can be. And when you talk about, so interesting story, I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, but I went to a conference in the UK in a small town called Peterborough, and in 2010 maybe, Russell Brunson was on the stage. He hadn't formed ClickFunnels at that time, and I was like, he seems to know what he's doing. I didn't buy into it because I was going elsewhere, and I didn't take up the online marketing business. And I don't have any regrets because I've had an amazing 10 years since then, and life is good. But I look now at what Russell's done, and I'm like, geez, that is just crazy, isn't it? So hey, we all changed, and he didn't even have ClickFunnels 10 years ago. So crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next question is it easier than you expected, or is it harder? Because you see everybody online now crushing it, smashing it, 10K a month, 20K a month, and throwing all the numbers out there of what they're doing. But we never hear about them having to struggle, and we never hear about all of the downsides to what we do. if there's kind of one value bomb that you would give newbies trying to start in online marketing or the affiliate marketing space, what would that be? And is it easier or not as easy as you expected?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think to short answer would be it's harder than I expected. And I guess to elaborate on that a little bit is the way that things are marketed, so the way that this industry is marketed online, particularly the gurus on YouTube, is that it is an overnight, no experience required, no audience required, pay $1,000 today, earn $1,000 tomorrow type business. A done for you sort of a business model. And I don't necessarily agree with the way that's marketed, but that's a topic for another day, I guess. But look, it's definitely harder than the way it's marketed. Not to say it's super hard, but it requires work. It's a business, and I guess that would be my one takeaway for people beginning is to treat this like a business. So this is a business just the same as any other. You're going to need to invest in yourself financially. You're going to need to invest in yourself, with personal development. There'll be a lot of growth along the way. There's going to be a lot of time investment required, and you should expect that from the very word go. Like if you come into this with the right mindset, it's fully expecting and accepting the fact that you're going to have to put in that work. You're going to have to put in some time. You're going to come in here with the right mindset, and you're really going to crush it. Because the people who don't succeed are the ones who come in and they expect to make 10K in their first month, and it doesn't happen until 6, 12 months down the track. But they're not prepared to put in that time or that effort, and they give up early. I think that's probably the biggest piece of advice. If I could go back and give myself a piece of advice, it'd be, it's a business, so treat it like that. Get ready.
Exactly. And I mean, you said you were spending 5.5 hours on Messenger. That's your business. And for me, on my iPhone now, I look at the time I spend, the daily time that you spend on your phone and stuff. And it's quite frightening, really. But a lot of it, 3 hours social media or whatever, I know that's because it's business stuff. So I accept that, and it's fine. That's the grind. That's the work that you have to do. If that's not your thing, then the passion will die. Those early promises of 10K a month will die very quickly if you don't enjoy the journey and enjoy the process, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's something, a pitfall that a lot of beginners, and I know I've been there myself, fall into, is where you're so focused on the results, and you fall out of love with the process because the results don't come quick enough. And you're spot on there. I think that's something really important. You've got to understand that that's the process. That's your business. That's what you've got to do, and find a way to enjoy it and accept it, because that's what it is. Otherwise, you're doomed to fail from the start.
Love it. Thank you very much. Really enjoying these answers, and diving deep into the perception of what people think affiliate marketing is. And like you say, there's some gurus out there, and it's marketing. I get that, but it isn't as easy as they portray. And as long as we're honest with people that we're talking to, when we get them involved in a business, look, it might take a while, but how many other businesses can you get involved for a couple of $100 and get started now, today, for a couple of $100 and possibly make money tomorrow? There is a possibility of that. People do it, but like everything, 80-20, I always use Pareto's law, and the 80-20, it might be that 80% don't make money for quite some time, 20% will. It might be even less, but no, I love it. Okay, so the next question is another fun one, and it might be one that you don't want to answer, but is there any one person that you've either met online or in life that you think, geez, you're a dickhead, and you want to give them a piece of your mind, and if you want to say who that person is, you're welcome to, but maybe you said you're not that kind of person, so it might be that you haven't come across anybody that you think is a total tool, but has that happened to you?
Definitely. And you would have experienced the same thing being online, is that, like, with the sheer volume of people we're going to chat to, there's going to be a percentage of them who you'd really love to tell them where to go. Definitely, there's been some of them. I can't say one in particular that stands out to me, but something that really grinds my gears, I guess, instead of like a particular person, maybe like a group of people, is people.
Bitcoin miners. Are you alluding to Bitcoin miners?
Oh, well, them as well, Bitcoin miners and the guys who want to pitch me for it after I've told them no, definitely get frustrating. But I guess the egos that you clash against online is something that really, really rattles me. And that's something I've always been really, I don't know if it's the right word for it, but humble in that, like, I don't think anyone's better than anyone else. And I don't think there's any place for egos anywhere. The people who sort of hold themselves above everyone and aren't prepared to take the time to talk to you or listen to you because they're just better than you. Yeah, I'd like to
have you actually told anyone where to go?
So there was one guy who was trying to do one of those scams. He was trying to get me to put money into his PayPal because that was going to get some return or something. He said I was going to win $25,000. I just had to send him my details, and I told him where to go pretty quickly.
What?
And I sent him straight to the block party.
That is ridiculous. I can't believe people are even still trying those scams.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're still working because there's people out there doing it. So that really rattles me. I don't like that at all.
That is crazy. Well, I'll look out for that guy, and thankfully he hasn't come in my direction. But okay, the next question is: how does the online space differ from the traditional businesses that you had previously? And I guess there's a different way of marketing. Was it the fact that customers would come to you via word of mouth? Did you advertise in local press or local, newspapers and things like that? How is it very different? Because majority of the time is online now as well, like this kind of thing, and coaching and helping people. But what are the other differences with how that business ran in comparison to the online business?
Well, the first thing obviously was employees for me. So employees, while they help me make money, cause a great deal of stress. Taxes, withholding taxes for them, paying superannuation, what we like retirement fund, things like that. Was a big headache for me. But as far as the marketing side goes, I was pretty lucky in that I had a few good connections when I started my offline business. And we did some good work early on, and things spread. So I actually never had to do any marketing other than making a few calls to guys that I'd worked for before, just to drum up a little bit of extra work when we got quiet. But we never actually did any marketing. So I guess in terms of that, it differs greatly. Like in this business, that's what it's all about. You've got to market yourself. You've got to put yourself out there. It involves a lot of cold outreach, whereas in the last business, most of it was inbound. It was mostly people calling me, asking me to do work, and I sort of was in a position where I could choose what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do. Whereas I'm sort of starting from the ground up here without that reputation, and you've got to build that so that you can get to that point. So that's probably been a big difference for me in terms of marketing. But to be honest, like I said earlier, treat this like a business because it is a business. And at the end of the day, it is, but it is worlds apart. It's totally different. This I can do from home. I can do from the cafe or the restaurant or wherever I decide to go. I can do this sitting on the couch. It's totally different, like worlds apart.
I guess, one thing I picked up on there that you said is really key. And it's key in both types of business, traditional and the online space, is reputation. Because for people to come to you in your bricks and mortar construction business is reputation. They've heard from you, or you probably subbed into another contractor on work as well because of your reputation. They knew that you did a good job. And it's really critical online as well, isn't it? Your reputation is absolutely everything. And so the previous question was, have you given anyone your peace of mind? That is really difficult to do in the online space because it's such a small space, isn't it? So you kind of can't upset too many folks, but by the same token, I don't need those. I trade Forex, but I don't need Forex traders telling me that they've got systems and all the rest of it, and they can get me so many gains in the next month, 2 months, whatever, on autopilot. Same with the Bitcoin miners. Not interested. Sorry, that's not my lane. I'm already kind of too diversified. So, hey, Will, nice to see you on the call. So yeah, it's just there are worlds apart, like you've said, but the things like that where your reputation is everything, I think that's a really key point to pick up on there. Loved it.
It's very important, definitely in the online space as well, in reputation, because as you said, it's a very small world online, and things travel very quickly, as you would have seen. So yeah, it's definitely important. I think that's something I learned early on. One of my mentors early on sort of said to me, you never know who you're going to do business with in the future. So do your best to, like, unless someone's really got under your skin, do your best to just keep things cool, play it off. You know, worst case, send them to the block party. Everything's sweet. You're not going to damage your reputation further down the track.
Love that. Okay, here's the next fun question then. Have you got a hero in your life, either past or present, someone that could be dead or alive, someone that you've looked at and really thought, you know, I want to emulate exactly what they're doing, be that Einstein or be that, you know, someone that's living now that you're using as a mentor? Or do you have that hero in your life?
I wouldn't say I've had one that's carried through. The funny answer to that is when I was a kid, it was The Rock, the wrestler. I was going to be a WWE pro. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I was going to be a WWE pro wrestler. So he was my hero. I love The Rock. And funny enough, I guess I still look up to that man. In his work ethic, in how humble he is. He's a great person. But look, as far as heroes go, that's probably as close as I ever got to having like a hero as such. But mentors, I've always had a mentor. So no matter what sort of thing, you know, when I got into music, I had somebody that I looked up to, and that sort of mentored me. When I got into the construction business, my old bosses mentored me and helped me build up. And the same in the online space is I've connected with quite a few really good people who I look up to. Who I don't know if I go as far as to say hero, but mentor definitely. and yeah, I work with people actively. I think I do that out of just nature. Is I see somebody who's succeeding in what I want to do, and I gravitate towards them and try and model them. I guess.
And the other thing is they can obviously point you in the right direction because they've made all the mistakes. So that's another key point. Is critical to have a mentor, somebody that's already walked it. Because back to one of the previous questions where we were saying you won't make 10 grand overnight. Some people can, but you won't. It's unlikely that you will. So us just counseling and coaching those people to say, look, expect the worst, okay? It is a fantastic business, but it isn't like the gurus portray. It will take hard work, and having that mentor is really key. And yeah, I mean, I talk about heroes, and I've got 2 kids, they're 12 and 13. And I remember my relationship with my dad was great. It was okay. A lot of things that we fell out on as well. He wasn't, I hate to say, he wasn't my hero, but with my 2 kids now, I'm trying to do all of the things that I think makes me the cool dad, makes me their hero, makes me, you know, stand out in their eyes as someone that they want to look up to. So that for me is the hero that I would like to be for my kids. But yeah, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and again in business, he's pivoted so much, hasn't he? You know, going from a wrestler into the movie industry now, enormous. It's incredible.
What an inspiration of a man. Like he really is. Just the work ethic that man has is incredible.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where we are in 5 years. I doubt whether we're going to go into WWE or you know, something.
Well, you never know, do you?
Well, you never know. Okay, so next question. If money was no object, you could live everywhere you like travel, and you can spend whatever. Would it be a lavish lifestyle of like a mansion, the Lambos, the boats, the planes, the private jets, all of that kind of stuff, like we see some of the gurus actually portraying? I don't agree with it. I am quite materialistic, but I'm not showy, I don't think. I hope I'm not too showy, but I do love materialistic things, and that's fine. If you earn the money, you can spend it how you see fit. So for you, is the money important, or is it the journey, or a mix of both?
Yeah, that's a really good question as well. So money, it's not so much about the money as it is the lifestyle that the money allows me. So I guess like when you said materialistic, lavish lifestyle, I'm not a Lambo guy. I'm not a mansion guy. I like my thing is travel, as you touched on. But for me, my lifestyle, if money were no issue, it would be more living the lifestyle as in like traveling the world. I'd like to spend a little bit of time in each country, you know, soak up the culture, because that's what it's all about for me. New experiences, meeting new people, soaking up new culture, seeing different perspectives on life. That's something that I really feel passionate about. So that would probably be my ideal life. In that, like, I wouldn't be driving around the Lambo and, you know, the mansion with the parties and the girls and all that sort of stuff. That's not who I am. It'd probably be quite a humble life with a nice house with my partner. Obviously, I'd have I'd get the Roadster, the Tesla or something, or something nice like that. But like, I'm not an overly flashy guy. But I guess one thing is my things are shoes. So I like trainers. I think it's like sneakers. I think the guys call it in the US. So
Nice.
like Nike and things like that. I've got a big collection of them. So that's probably my materialistic part sort of shining through there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you been to the UK yet?
I haven't been to the UK. We haven't done Europe. We're talking about it just before all this business happened. I haven't been to the UK, but we want to do Europe in one big trip.
Nice.
So I'd like to go over there and do 2-3 months in a row and just really spend time, because you can do Europe in 6 weeks, but you're going to miss a whole lot in that time. Yeah.
Well, if you need an internet connection and you want to drop off in the UK, you're more than welcome to stay at my place and crash here for a couple of days.
Some free Wi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you've got good connection to the internet, you're set.
Yeah, beautiful.
Cool. Okay,
nice.
we are on the final question. This has been an absolute blast. So if you are watching the replay, guys, drop some questions in there. Give us some love, some hearts, some likes. And we'll answer them offline. But thank you, Aaron, so much. It's been an absolute blast, this interview. The final question is, this is a social experiment. It's called the Back to Your Future interview series. We've got your backstory of your construction. We know exactly where you are now in the affiliate marketing space. You're absolutely crushing it, doing a fantastic job with some great engagement and some great networking. What do you see happening in 1 year from now? Where would you like to be? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? We won't go through each of those years, but what do you think the journey is going to look like? So in 5 years, when we look back at year one and you go, oh man, I can't believe I was saying that. So how does it look for you?
It looked for me probably different to what it's going to look like in 5 years. I'm going to say that because nothing ever seems to go to plan. But I guess like 1 year for me is really about hitting that, consistently being able to hit that golden 10K mark that every affiliate marketer seems to want to hit. So being able to consistently hit that. But for me, I don't think next time we catch up, I'll be here chatting to you. I think I'm going to be somewhere out in the world, doing my travel.
The European travel.
Yeah, well, it might be a big Euro trip next year. I might be sitting next to you next time we do this interview.
That would be incredible. Imagine.
Who knows? That'd be pretty cool. But look, 1 year definitely looks like that for me. Once all this business is over and we're able to travel again, is just getting out, definitely. And hitting that golden 10K mark consistently and being able to do that 6 figures. But in terms of 5 years, wow. I never thought I would be here in 4 months. So it's really hard to say, but I would like, I guess, long term. Obviously, everybody's goal is passive income, so I'd like to really automate things long term. I do quite like the coaching model in that, like, I enjoy working with people, I enjoy helping people and seeing the results and the transformation I give them. But it's very hands on. So maybe my 5 year might look like product creation, a little bit of automation, maybe running the Russell Brunson, the funnels and the hook story offer, the paid ads, and things like that.
Yeah, nice. Well, I can't wait for next year. Obviously, we're going to talk in the meantime. We'll stay in touch. It's not like I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
But
no,
I really appreciate that. That's amazing, and I'm excited for your journey as well. I can't wait to see what happens in 1 year and then each year after that. So once again, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if there are any questions from the group members, then obviously I'll fire them on to you that we can answer afterwards. But really appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. It's actually been a fun interview. I enjoyed the questions. So yeah,
brilliant,
awesome.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch up really soon.
Beautiful. Thanks for having me on. Thanks, guys.
Care, man.
Catch you later.
See you. Bye.
See ya.